Welcome everyone to another episode of Cooking with Marv in COVID. Today we're going to do a recipe I like to call Let's Get Bunted with chocolate. I'm all ready with my ingredients set out and I've got my nice cup of tea. Oh, there's no percentage in that whatsoever. Here's a little something I prepared earlier to wash it down with. Cheers. That's better. So, for this chocolate bundt recipe, you're going to need 2 1/4 cups of flour, plain, 250 grams of butter, 4 eggs, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of sour cream, a teaspoon of salt and baking soda, a teaspoon of, I like to use vanilla bean paste, and just perhaps 1/2 packet of chopped up dark chocolate. So we start with just mixing. You're going to need a few bowls, like 3. So in a medium-ish, small to medium bowl, you put your flour, your salt and your baking soda, and your cocoa powder. I'm going to sift it in so there's no lumps. And I've preheated the oven to 160 degrees, so that's heating up nicely. Beautiful. Getting rid of all those lumps and bumps. Getting rid of them. Don't be wished. Oh dear. Alright, look, well that will do. So I'll give that a mix. Okay, so that's nicely mixed. Just give it the bench a little bit of a wipe. And in a smaller jug, you're going to put your milk and your sour cream. About 1/2 cup. But I mean, you know, can be a bit loosey-goosey. I like to go by measure, like feel. A bit more, why not? So I'll just sort of mix that in. Lovely. Okay. So we've got that. We'll put that aside for now. And now you've got your large mixing bowl, which all the cake mix will go into. So 250 grams of butter. We're going to use about 220 odd for the actual cake, and we're going to keep a little bit aside. Now I've let this butter get warm, so it's easier to beat with the mixer. So I'm just going to cut off this much, and I'm going to leave that aside for the chocolate glaze. I'll chop it up in little squares. All right, so in this bowl, we're gonna mix the butter and the sugar. We're gonna beat that until it's nice and creamy. So that's nicely mixed. Try and get most of it in your bowl. It's getting a bit hot. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so you're going to add your 4 eggs in one at a time and beat each time you add them in. I like to break them in a little bowl before, because you know sometimes they have those disgusting parts. So we'll make sure they're nice, nice and clean. So we add one in and beat. All right. Oh, we've got to sit that aside. I'll just leave it over there. Yeah, so as you can see, this chocolate cake, it's really, there's a lot of love in this cake. A lot of love, a lot of lard. And that's how we like it. If you're going to do it, just do it, enjoy it, and, move on. So we'll beat again. Adding my 3rd egg. And my final egg. I'm going to add my vanilla bean paste. This is expensive stuff. And it's for a reason. It's just beautiful quality. Look at that. So thick, gorgeous. I prefer using this. I'll add a bit more, why not? A good, generous teaspoon. If you're going to do anything at all, be generous with it, I say. Cheers to that. Okay, so we're going to alternate. We're going to add our flour in 2 parts, and we're going to add our milk mixture in 2 parts as well. So we're going to alternate a bit of both. So a little bit, half of the flour, all right. look at that. Gorgeous. And half of milk and sour cream. Then the rest of the flour. Ooh, look how rich that looks. As far as batters go, this really is a decadent chocolate cake. Beautiful. All right, now perfect. So I'm going to add some chocolate pieces as well, just so when the cake bakes, you're just going to have little pockets of goodness. Give that a stir and you're almost good to go. So I'm just going to stay tuned because I'm going to get my bundt tin, give that a bit of a spray before I add it in. Be back shortly.
Okay.
Oh, welcome back. Just before we start, a bit dry there. So I did a bit of a wipe up because I like cooking with a clean bench of sorts. Got your bundt tin, $6 at Woolworths. Better now. Spray it with cooking spray and put this beautiful mixture in. Look out. Adam said, you know, you might want to clean yourself up a bit. You've got chocolate everywhere, but quite frankly, that's how I like it. Beautiful, look at this. A nice, thick batter. Oh, gorgeous. Adam, you can lick the bowl if you like. Off camera, of course. So I'm just going to smooth it over. There we go. Beautiful, look at this. Lovely. All right, so I'm going to whack this into the oven. You know, it says around 55 minutes, but really baking is go by feel. So, you know, around the 55-minute mark, it just all depends on your oven. So around the 55-minute mark, I'd check with a skewer. The skewer needs to come out clean, and that's when you know that the cake is fully cooked. So, you know, if at the 55-minute mark your skewer isn't clean, then just whack it in for a bit more and just keep monitoring it. And that way, you know, you'll know just how long this cake cooks for in your oven. And so that gives you a better estimation for the next time you make it. And then, you know, as soon as you know it, you know the recipe off by heart, you know exactly how long to cook for, and the next minute you're cooking it twice a week. And it's adding to the colour. And I think she needs a bit of extra padding over winter, don't you? the oven for, we'll say 55 minutes for now, but I'll check in with you then. Welcome back to Cooking with Marv. Let's get bunted. Now I'm going to show you how to do the chocolate glaze for your cake. So you need about I used one packet and the extra from the other packet of dark chocolate chopped up, and you got to simmer 1.5 cups of heavy cream and the rest of your butter. Okay. So I'm just simmering this cream, warming it up. And stay tuned.
So you put your chocolate in the bowl, pour your cream over your chocolate, and that's going to melt. Just keep stirring. And once it's all stirred and the cream has melted into the chocolate, then you add the butter. It'll become nice and shiny. So it's looking creamy, but that's going to turn dark. Have a look at it change. Let's see. Adding your butter.
Gently adding the butter.
Hey?
Gently adding the butter.
With love. Always with love. Just keep stirring. It's all melted in. So relaxing. Following a plate. Once that's all melted, I'll pour it in another bowl and allow it to cool. Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've got the glaze now. I've put it in a bowl and that's going to cool. And we're at the 55-minute mark, so we're going to check the cake. Absolutely not. See all that? This needs to come out clean. So that's telling me at 55 minutes, it is absolutely not ready. Time to go back in. Stay tuned. And there we have it. It's come out of the oven. This recipe actually took 1.5 hours for it to be ready. Because there was fresh chocolate chopped up, I was putting my skewer in. I was sometimes putting it through the chocolate, so don't be fooled. Do, check all around because it could very well be ready. So we're going to allow this to cool before we put the glazing on. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. So we took some time. I had a shower, got dressed into comfy clothes whilst the cake cooled down. I've got dinner in the oven, which is literally just a pastizzi and a packet of soup, because quite frankly, I put all my efforts into this bloody cake. So now I'm going to pour the chocolate glaze over the cake, and look at how satisfying this is. Oh. I've got my glass of sparkling Shiraz, and I can't wait to have a piece of this at night whilst we watch a movie with the family. I'd love you all to have a go at making this, and again, send me in your pics and tag Cooking with Marv. I'd like to thank my friend Binny for suggesting I make this cake, as the last time I made it was 3 years ago for her. And also I'd like to shout out to my other friend Katrina from White Cat Beverage Co., who is making these amazing isolation survival wine kits, delivering them, you know, anywhere for you. Perfect time in ISO. And look, we've got a little pool of deliciousness. And the leftover will be for whoever wants it. So that's all for now. In the meantime, keep well, stay safe, eat good food made with love, and most importantly, drink even better wine.
Mom.
Cheers.
Mom. Mom. Mom.